Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game, doing Dunwich Legacy, and we're now doing the Miskatonic Museum. As always, I apologize for all the mistakes I've been making. For some reason, this playthrough has just been a bit rough as far as keeping up with everything. But now that we're done with the first two scenarios, we're ready to start doing more of this junk. We saved 2 people so far. Go us. Alright, we already did Armitage's Fate. Alright, did that. There we go. Miskatonic Museum. Several months ago, Armitage and his colleagues stopped a rampaging horror from tearing through Dunwich, a backwater town several hours north and west of Arkham. At first, you imagined this beast as a rabid bear, or worse, but Professor's description of the creature paints a different picture. It all began when a man named Wilbur Whatley entered the Orne Library looking for Olus Wormius's Latin translation of a book called the Necronomicon. Wilbur already possessed a beaten-up English translation by Dr. John Dee, but it was insufficient for his purpose. Armitage turned the man away, fearing what use the strange man had for the book. Whatley returned in secret, hoping to steal the book, but was attacked by a hound guarding the university. Armitage, Rice, and Morgan later discover Whatley's body. A description of the foul corpse, semi-anthropomorphic and covered in fur, with a leathery hide and greenish-gray tentacles, causes you to question whether or not Whatley was truly human. All right, we go to part 2 because we did rescue Dr. Henry Armitage. My colleagues and I were quick to put the ordeal behind us, Armitage says with a sigh. But it seems that things haven't fully resolved themselves. I'll tell you the rest later, but for now, it is imperative that we get our hands on that copy of the Necronomicon. If my instincts are correct, the assailants you've encountered will be searching for it. After all that transpired, I didn't feel safe keeping it at the library, so I brought it to my good friend, Harold Walstead. He is the current curator of the Miskatonic Museum. I thought it would be safe in the museum's restricted hall, but now I'm not so sure. You must retrieve it at all costs. I fear terribly what they could do with the rights contained in its pages. All right. Let's see. So some setup stuff. Put one of the 2 administration office locations and one of the 2 security office locations into play at random, and remove the other version. Okay. And then we'll be starting at the museum entrance. That's fine. Okay, I believe that's everything. All right. Okay, set this aside. Set that aside. All right, we already have the exhibit hall and this stuff. Okay, I do need to set up the exhibit deck. All right. Shuffle the exhibit hall, restricted hall, and 2 other random exhibit hall locations together to form the bottom 3 cards of the exhibit deck, unrevealed side face up. Then place the other 3 on top in a random order. Okay. Okay, so this is the restricted hall. 1, 2. And is it randomized here? Shuffle and 2 together. Okay, shuffle them together. Okay, so we will shuffle these together. Shuffle these together, and then put these on top, and do not shuffle this. All right, shuffle the encounter deck. Restricted access. Dr. Armitage has given the university's Latin translation of the Necronomicon to his associate, Harold Walstead, the curator of the Miskatonic University Museum. Worried that someone might still be after the book, you have gone to the museum to recover it. When Hunting Horror enters play, attach the set-aside copy of Shadow Spawn to it, or add 1 resource to Shadow Spawn if it is already attached. All right. Find a way inside. Unfortunately, the entrance to the museum is kept locked at this late hour. A security guard is visible through the building's front windows, oblivious to its surroundings. Perhaps you can find a way to get his attention and convince him to let you in. All right, and then for easy and standard, -1 for skull, -3 if the hunting horror is at your location. The cultist is -1. If you fail, search the encounter deck, discard pile, and the void for hunting horror, and spawn it at your location if able. And then you have tablets, which would make you drop clues, and then the elder thing, which will make you discard assets. Thankfully, we don't have tablets or elder things. While we didn't get much experience, we also didn't cause much chaos, so we didn't add any new tokens to the bank there. All right, we will be starting at the museum entrance up there. I'm going to go ahead and move these down a little bit. Okay. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Diana does start with the Dark Insight in her hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Beat Cop, the Dark Prophecy, and the Take the Initiative. I'll hold on to the emergency cash. 1, 2, 3. Got the upgraded backpack, so that's good. We got the other Beat Cop, which is something at least. All right, no weapons, which is not the best way to start. I'm hoping the top 12 will do better than the top 6, but we'll see. All right, Daisy. Dream Diary. Tote Bag. Art Student. And he always drops by. All right. I'm wondering if Ward of Protection is good to hold on to for this. I don't think we need it. Oh, actually, I do want to hold on to the Art Student. Dream Diary is okay to hold on to. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Pathfinder. That's something. Okay, let's begin. Museum entrance. The Miskatonic Museum is an opulent and stately building supported by expeditions funded by the university. Its sizable collection of exotic artifacts, curios, and art has drawn visitors from all over the country. All right. Investigators at the museum entrance cannot gain resources. 3 shroud, 2 clues. And this is hard-coded 2 clues. It doesn't matter the amount of players. Action to resign. How important can a book really be anyway? I mean, we already have a copy of the Necronomicon, so, I mean, and ours is bad, so. As you approach the museum, you draw your coat tighter around your body to keep the wintry air away. The full moon drapes the building in ominous bright moonlight. And then down here, museum halls. The entrance to the museum halls is locked. You cannot move into the museum halls. The museum entrance gains action, test 5 fists to attempt to break down the door to the museum. If you are successful, immediately advance to Act 1B. All right, so yeah, also we only need 2 clues for this, so we'll see if we can make that happen. All right, let's start with Daisy. No, I'll start with, I said Daisy. Yeah, so actually, yes, let's start with Daisy. Jeez. All right, so I have a few things I can do. The big thing, I think, I'm going to spend 5 resources in total. I want to play Art Student and Pathfinder. And then playing the Art Student will get me one of the 2 clues. Also, this stuff needs to reset. Okay. And then this is 3 Shroud. Right now the worst is, what, -2? Yeah, the worst is actually -2, so I can actually do this check raw without any issues. So I'll hold on to Eureka for now. All right, so yeah, I'll go ahead and investigate. 5 to 3. I pass, I get the last clue. And we'll go ahead and advance. If the investigator spent clues to advance, you find the window nearest to the guard and tap it loud enough to get his attention. He gives a startled jump, then shifts to open the window. What do you want? He asks timidly. You explain the situation to him and tell him he is in grave danger. He warily opens the front door to the museum, shaking his head. I wasn't even supposed to be here today. Choose an investigator to take control of the set-aside Adam Lynch asset. Reveal the museum halls, and then advance to Act 2A, Night at the Museum. Also, this is known as gaining entrance. Okay, so we have to have this guy. Adam Lynch. He doesn't take a slot, thankfully. He's also Miskatonic. So he's 1/1 While you hit Control, Adam Lynch treat the double action ability of the security office as if it were a single action ability. And if he leaves play, remove him from the game, and you add a tablet token to the chaos bag for the remainder of the campaign. So if you let him die, bad things happen. I actually kind of want this on Diana. I think that's fine. All right. Then, oh yeah, we got to reveal this. Museum Hall is connected to each copy of Exhibit Hall. As an action, investigators in the Museum Hall can spend 2 clues as a group. Put the top card of the exhibit deck into play unrevealed. All right, and then here we have Night at the Museum. The Necronomicon is being kept in a restricted hall somewhere in the museum. Adam barely knows his way around and gives a startled jump at every creak of the old building. I just started here last week, he explains. What sort of trouble did you say was going on? You haven't the heart to give him the full story. Objective: if an investigator enters the exhibit hall or restricted hall, advance. I think there's also an alternate version. Yeah, this is the breaking and entering, which we're not doing. That's if you bash your way in, which I don't know why you would do that. All right, I'm not right now engaged with any enemies. Searchers after horror haunts strange and far places. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust this to move for free, which is great. I've progressed everything, and I'm no longer in that location that prevents me from getting resources. All right, goes to Daisy, or not Daisy, Diana. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 action to move. And my second action is going to be play the backpack, level 2 backpack. Search the top 12. Well, I found the backpack, and I found the wolf mask. None of the weapons. I mean, I don't have a lot of weapons. I only have 4 in the deck, but man, it's kind of crazy how ridiculous this is. Come on. God, this having the hand right there is just terrible. Look, we'll put him over here just to stay out of the way. All right, next action, I am going to go ahead and spend 3 resources and play Dr. Francis Morgan. This will give us +1 attack, or strength rather. And that's all my actions. Enemy phase, no enemies. Upkeep. Okay, drawn to the flame. And research librarian. All right, Mythos. Curse of Luck. Put it into play in your threat area, you get -1 to all your skills. You have to pass by one or more to discard it. That's fine. Visions of Future Past. Test 5 brain. For each point you fail by, discard the top card of your deck. Yeah, I'll just do this raw as well. Yeah, I could do let me handle this, but that's not going to really help very much in this situation. All right, so 3 to 5. Only lose to top 1. And it was the tote bag, so that's completely fine. It is a kind of dangerous because I could always get the cultist, in which case then I get a hunting horror, which is not something we want right now. All right, that is Mythos taken care of. So we got a few locations. We have the administration office, a sturdy wooden door with a plaque next to it reads administration. In the hall outside the doorway, you see a row of paintings depicting the museum's many creators through the years, each adorned with their name and years of employment. Perhaps it's just your imagination, but they look more distressed in the recent years. And then over here we have the security office. A plaque next to the doorway that reads security. The door is ajar, and inside you catch the scent of blood. All right, so... Okay, so security office is where we want to go. So I will have... So I want to go administration office, I think. But for right now, I'll have Diana go first. She'll spend 1 resource and 1 action to get out the wolf mask. And then she'll spend an action to move to security office. This does have 2 clues in it. Search the top 6 cards of your deck for a card and add it to your hand. Shuffle the rest into the back into your deck. Limit once per turn. Somebody must have left the security office in a hurry. Blood stains the floor under the desk nearby. Thankfully, there are some useful supplies here you may be able to use. 2 clues, no victory. Last action, I am going to go ahead and use its ability. It only costs 1 action, thanks to Lynch over here. So top 6. Also, did I think I shuffled. It honestly doesn't look like it did, which would have changed my card draw. One way to find out. Give me a moment. Yay for looking at video footage. So, yeah, I did not shuffle, so I need to shuffle first, then draw. This is from the upkeep, and now I look at top 6. Okay, did get my survival knife. Yeah, I want the survival knife. And then it's going to shuffle, I believe. Yep, shuffle the rest back into your deck. Okay, cool. So we'll have our knife soon. And then we have Daisy. Let's go ahead and use Pathfinder. And we'll check out the other room. You cannot investigate administration office while you have 4 or fewer cards in your hand. This office is meticulously organized from the books in alphabetical order on the shelves to the stacks of forms organized by category on each desk. A coat is draped over one of the nearby chairs. Perhaps somebody other than the security guard is still here at this late hour. Okay, cool. So 2 shroud for both these locations. And we'll put this to use. All right, not much else we can do. Let's go ahead and start taking actions. I'm going to go ahead and investigate 5 to 2. I have 4. You can't investigate while you have 4 or fewer. Okay, so first I'm going to draw a card. And then second action, I'm going to investigate. All right, so this is -1. We do pass. Second action. Get another clue. All right, so we have enough to at least start exploring more. Beyond that, enemy, no enemies, upkeep. Take the initiative, upkeep. Dr. Henry Armitage. Probably not going to play him, though. He takes up a slot. All right. Goes to Mythos. We're now 2 to 5. Here we go. Locked door. Attach the location with the most clues and without a locked door. Honestly, this is not the end of the world. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just put this. It's a tie, so I'll put it on the security office. And if I need to, I can always just bash it open myself if I have nothing better to do. Limit once per turn. Okay, just want to check that. Next. Choose and shuffle a non-story asset you control into your deck and discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Alright, and if I get a copy of it, I'll take 2 horror. Okay, I'll do that with the art student. Oops, sorry. 1, 2. Oh, thank God. Yeah, we got... You know what? That was the best. I got rid of freaking Stubborn Detective. So we're safe for now. The only thing we have to worry about is the Necronomicon, which is not the end of the world. Okay, discard you. So we go into investigation phase. Okay. Let's go ahead and start with Diana first. She's going to spend 2... Or, actually, her first action, she's going to do take the initiative on the locked door here. So I'm going 6 to 4, because I do have the -1 here. 6 to 4. Pop. That's -1, right? Yep, -1. So that was 5 to 4. I do beat this by 1, so I finally get rid of this, and I get rid of this. So I did that mainly just to get rid of the cursed luck. Next, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 resources to get out Survival Knife. And my last action, I'm going to play Emergency Cash to get 3 resources. Okay. Daisy, I want you to go ahead and investigate. 5 to 3. That is pass. Investigate. 5 to 3. Pass. I'll use Pathfinder to move here. And last action, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 of my clues to reveal the unrevealed exhibit hall into play. So top 1. And goes there. Okay, that's everybody. So far, so good. No enemies, upkeep. Okay. Okay. Alright, Smithos. Draw. Test 3 book. If you fail, lose 1 action for each point you fail by. Are you watching the exhibits, or are the exhibits watching you? Alright. I'm kind of okay with just letting this play out, but I'm also concerned about drawing the cultist. I don't want a Dark Insight. Alright, I'm going to do Promise of Power out of Curse. So this will be 7 to 3. Alright, we pass. And you. Another one of these situations. Oh wow, that's actually really bad. Okay, well, all my resources, or all my assets are gone. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So yeah, that all happened. We'll go ahead and have our turns next. I'll go... Let's see. I'm going to spend 2 resources to get out Researcher Librarian. This will allow me to go find a tome, but also it's also allowing me to trigger Astounding Revelations, which will get me 2 resources back. We'll grab ourselves a Grim Memoir. Next action, I'm going to go ahead and play set Grim Memoir. And then my last action, I'm going to move and see... actually, my last action is to go ahead and just spend the clues now. Actually, no, I will move. I'm going to move down to the exhibit hall here. What alluring artifacts are displayed inside? Do they, too, hold a sinister secret? After you enter this location, discard 2 cards from your hand at random. Nothing about this exhibit is natural. It has victory 1. Alright. Is there a way to, like, discard at random? I don't know. I think there's a button for it, but I have no idea. There's like, also I don't know the hotkey to combine everything, so I apologize for lacking that knowledge. Okay, archaic glyphs, and okay, cool. It's just the research cards, which I don't need. Cool. All right, I'll take my book action. This is going to be 7 to 4. Of course. Really? Okay. Diana. I'm going to go ahead and have her... I'm going to go ahead and have her investigate. I'm going to do Dark Prophecy. Spend 1 resource. When you would reveal a Chaos token, reveal 5 tokens instead of 1. And I have to pick a symbol. So this is going to be 3 to 2. And yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to pick a skull. Skulls are -1, I believe. They are -1. And then everything else gets ignored. And anytime I do ignore a cancel effect, I can put this in the basement. So we'll get your clue, get a resource, put you in the basement, gain a willpower, draw a card. Okay. And then next, I'm going to go ahead and investigate again. So 3 to 2. I pass barely. And for my last action, I'm actually going to go back to the museum hall and hopefully be ready for that. Okay. That's everything. Let's go enemy phase, upkeep. Okay, ward of protection. Oh good, got my Pathfinder back. And then Mythos. We're up to 4. All right, test book 3. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and take a horror, spend a resource, and I'm going to go ahead and ward that, which of course we'll put in the basement, get a resource back, draw a card. And then I trigger Terrible Secret, so we'll go ahead and resolve that. I have 2. Each card I have to decide to either put it in the discard or take a horror. I'm kind of okay with discarding both. Yeah, I'll go ahead and discard both. All right, and then Daisy. Hunting horror. When hunting order. Okay, so we need to grab this set aside Shadow Spawn and put it here. Shadow Spawn remains attached to Hunting Horror if it enters the void. Hunting Horror gets +1 fight, +1 health, and +1 evade for each resource on Shadow Spawn. If there are at least 3 resources on Shadow Spawn, Hunting Horror also gains massive. This thing is a 2/3/2. Hunter retaliate at the start of the enemy phase. Reveal a random token from the chaos bag. If the revealed are symbols, you can automatically ready Hunting Horror. When Hunting Horror leaves play, place it in the void. Okay, so we have that to deal with. He's also elite, so I can't do any fancy string of curses nonsense. Alright, and something tells me he's going to spawn the moment the agenda advances, so I think we might want to just buy some time to avoid him. Alright. He does right now 1 and 1, which is not the end of the world, but it is very annoying. I can try evading him 2 to 2, or 2. Yeah, I'll just evade him. That'll be what I do this round. When I use Dr. Henry Armitage. So 4 to 2. Pass. He is now exhausted. Book action. We're going to investigate this location. So this was 7 to 4, so it's 6 to 4. I do pass. I beat it by 2, so I do draw a card. And I get this clue. Okay, next, I'm going to investigate again. I'm going to use the Grim Memoir. Again, I get a clue and draw a card. And then I'm going to get out of here. Okay. And then next, I'll go Diana. Diana is going to spend an action and spend 2 clues to get the next exhibit. Okay. And then I don't have much else to do, so I am going to go ahead and explore it. After you enter this location, lose all your remaining actions and immediately end your turn. While you're in this location, you get +2 agility. A strange chill fills this hall, as if the climate of the Alaskan wilderness has traveled along with the artifacts on display. Alright, a little troublesome, but not the end of the world. Yeah, this was unfortunately a swing and a miss. I did lose one action, but we now don't need to worry about it. In fact, we're going to put this over here. Okay, that is everybody. We go to enemy phase. We need to grab the a random token. It is a symbol, so it does ready, and that means he's going to go up here, engage, and attack. It's going to do 1 and 1. I'll have both of it go to the research librarian. And then go to upkeep. Okay, prepare for the worst. Upkeep. Okay. Okay. That's something at least. All right, go to Mythos. This is going to advance. All right. From the shadows of the museum halls, a terrible creature sledges with force, long and serpentine, and propelled by black leather wings. So if it's in play, add 1 doom to it. So we will. Note this is doom, it's not resources. So we're good at least on that front. Okay, yeah, it's every time it spawns, and this is just doom. We do need to eventually take it out to speed things along, but or to, delay the inevitable. All right, Shadows Deepen, or actually this is a creature of the void, and then this is Shadows Deepen. The shadows in the museum grow and become darker. As the shadows lengthen and shift, they begin to suggest the sinewy body of an uncanny creature darting at the periphery of your awareness. And same thing as before, every time it enters play, you put the shadow spawned on it and it gets stronger. Okay. And then we got to do Mythos. Obscuring Fog attached to your location. That is absolutely fine. Twist of Fate. Reveal a random token from the Chaos Bag. All right. Good luck. It is a symbol, so we take 2 horror, which actually is kind of preferable. Okay. One thing I should be careful about is when invading this thing, it is -3 for skulls. In fact, give me a second. All right, I was just verifying. Yeah, so I drew a -1 token, not the skull. Okay, we've drawn all our stuff for this, so it goes to investigation phase. All right. So let's go with Diana. She's going to move down. I'm going to go ahead and spend a resource to do Prepared for the Worst. Searching top 9. All right. We got machetes and survival knives. And we, of course, have the Twilight Blade as well. I'll take the machete and put that in my hand. Oh, I am failing to press buttons. Okay. And then last action, I'm going to go ahead and engage Hunting Horror. Yeah, I'll just engage it. For Daisy's turn, I'm going to go ahead and take an action to spend 2 clues. And reveal another museum card. So every card beyond this one, there's a chance it could be the restricted hall. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and move. Okay, victory 1. After you fail a skill test while investigating this location, take 1 horror. This is the Hall of the Dead. This was the Nature exhibit. This was the Athabgaskin exhibit. I need no reminder of my mortality. I know my death is imminent. All right, so this is 3 Shroud. I want to go ahead and use my tome action. So this will be 7 to 3. I pass. I get a clue, and I also draw a card. Okay. For my last action, I am going to go ahead and spend the 2 resources to get out the art student and get another clue. This is just mainly so I can have some soak. Okay, that's everybody. So Hunting Horde is going to attack me. I'm going to go ahead and do Survival Knife. So this is going to be 6 to 2. I do pass. He's going to take 2 damage. I'm going to take 1 horror there, and I'm going to take 1 damage here. Okay. Takes care of that. And then it's going to be upkeep. Good. And good. Mythos. Cursed Luck. Beyond the Veil. Okay, so this thing's dangerous. It surge and put Beyond the Veil into your play area if there's no copy of Beyond the Veil in your threat area. If your deck has no cards in it, take 10 damage and discard Beyond the Veil. And I don't have a way of avoiding it because I've already discarded all my wards. So once I cycle through my deck, Daisy's just going to die. So that's a problem. All right. We'll go ahead and take our turns. So that's a group, right? Or sorry, it's down here. Spend clues as a group. Give me a moment. Okay, so the investigator has to be there to spend the clues as a group. So even though it says as a group, Diana cannot spend Daisy's clues unless she's there as well. Which is fine, that makes sense. Okay. Which is unfortunate because it means I have to spend actions, moving. Alright, first action, I'm going to get a clue from the exhibit hall. I am 5 to 3. I pass. And then 5 to 3. I pass. Last action, I'm going to move back to here. Okay. Next, it's Daisy. Daisy is currently 5 to 2. Yeah, she gets +2 from the Survival Knife and then -1 from this. I'm going to go ahead and spend an action to go ahead and deal with this guy. I do pass, and I did beat it by 1, because I was at 4 at that time. Yeah, I definitely passed. So discard that. This goes away. This goes away. And he's going to go to what's called the Void, which is just going to be over here. This is defeating an enemy. Yeah, I did defeat an enemy, so I'll exhaust Dr. Francis Morgan and draw a card. And then second action, I'm going to go ahead and spend Daisy's clues because she is here with me. To reveal another location. And then I'm going to spend my last action to go ahead and spend 2 more of Daisy's clues. To reveal yet another place. So these go together. I'm just kind of making sure these are on the bottom so I don't have to drag myself as far. Okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. I could have solved the... Actually, I could solve the Beyond the Veil. Oh, also, I forgot to draw another encounter card regardless. So, let me take care of that. So, give me a moment. I do need to see what the surge applies to, so give me a second. Alright, so, my bad. Alright, so actually when Daisy drew the Beyond the Veil, I'm going to do a Let Me Handle This. So I'm kind of rewinding here, which means Beyond the Veil will go to her. I'm going to go ahead and Dark Insight. And this cancels all effects on the card. So it'll be like this. Dark Insight. This gets reshuffled. And you don't draw another one. And then this goes in the basement, and you draw a card. Like so. Okay, so that's how it works. In any case, that was investigation phase, enemy phase. And again, I apologize for all that. It's kind of hard to juggle two characters at once, and playing pure solo is way too difficult. So, enemy phase, upkeep. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to discard a card. I'm going to discard a St. Hubert's key. All right, Mythos. Oh, Beyond the Veil. I can't cancel it this time, so it just goes to her. Surge. So the Surge was canceled from the Dark Insight. It clearly says cancel all effects on the card and shuffle it back in. All right, test 5 brain. I'm right now 2 brain. For each point you fail by, discard the top card of your deck. This is actually kind of dangerous because it makes you cycle through your deck faster. All right. Daisy can actually try to help. Potentially. Just seeing what my options are. I can make it go to at least 5 to 5. No, we'll just go raw and see what happens. Okay, 2 to 5. All right, discard top 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Daisy. Oh my god. We got both of them. Okay, well, my efforts were in vain. If Hunting Horror is in play, it readies and engages you, attacks each investigator, otherwise stalked in the Dark Surge. Viperine creatures which have curiously distorted heads and grotesquely great clawed appendages. Go team. All right, it does get Surge because it's not out in play. Yeah, it just gets Surge. Slithering behind you. If Hunting Horror is in play, add 1 Doom to it. If it's not in play, search the encounter deck, discard pile or void, and spawn it. Engage with you, shuffle the encounter deck. Okay. So this gets dangerous because it's now shuffling all this. This has now got a resource on it. This is now engaged with me. And my life is worse. Okay, so my efforts to stop the impending doom heading for Daisy has failed. I'll have Diana go. I'm going to spend 3 to get out the machete. Second action, I'm going to engage the serpent. Third action, I'm going to attack it. I'll use I'll just use the survival knife. So this puts me at 6 to 3 because this thing gives +1. Oh, actually no, I will actually attack with the machete. So this is 5 to 3. Let's go ahead and make it 6 to 3. Oh, actually, I'll just use the wolf mask. So I'll make it 7 to 3. All right, I could put a card beneath Stanley back into my hand. I'm actually okay with that. Put that back in my hand. All right, and then this did 2 damage because it's the only thing I'm engaged with. And that is it for the Hunting Horror. And that is it for Diana. Daisy, I'm going to go ahead and have you move this one. Restricted Hall. While Hunting Horror is at this location cannot be investigated. Exhibit not yet open for viewing. Victory 1. This is the Restricted Hall. Yep, if you enter the Restricted Hall, advance. When you enter the Restricted Hall, you find the curator of the museum lying in a pool of blood, his intestines strewn about in grotesque display. Your stomach turns over and you resist the urge to vomit. Whatever did this is still nearby. Alright. Search the encounter deck, discard pile, the void, and all player areas for the Hunting Horror and place it in the exhibit hall ready. Advance to 3A. Somewhere in this area is Olus Wormius Latin translation of the Necronomicon. You must find it and escape while you can. If there are no clues remaining in the exhibit hall, restricted at hall, advance. Okay, well, unfortunately, this means this guy is going to go say hi to me. Alright, so that's a problem, because while he's here, the area can't be investigated in the first place. So I'm going to go ahead and move. I could evade. Do I have enough to evade? So I'm currently 2 to 3. Alright, we're going to go ahead and move and drag the serpent with us. So I'm going to take 1 damage and then 1 horror. And my last action, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to evade. Actually, no, I'm not going to attempt to evade. Actually, yeah, I'll attempt to evade. I'll spend my Researcher Librarian and my Eureka. So that's going to be 4 to 3. Good luck. I pass just barely, because I get +1 for each of these, so it gets exhausted. I did pass, so I get to look at top 3 and pick a card. I'll pick a bit Burning Midnight Oil. Actually, no, I will pick the Grim Memoir. Shuffle, shuffle. Okay. This is going to be pretty dangerous. Goes to enemy phase. Got to reveal a token. Okay, does not ready itself automatically. So it's just going to ready normally, and I'll have it engage Diana. Diana will get a offering back for the engagement. Okay, upkeep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Upkeep. Art student. Okay. Not the end of the world. Okie dokie. Go to Mythos. 1 Doom. Draw. Curse Luck is fine. Draw. If it's in play, add 1 Doom to it. And that's it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start with Daisy first. I'm going to spend 3 to get out Pathfinder. I'm also going to go ahead and spend an action to get the remaining last 2 clues. And make the other exhibit hall here. I'm going to exhaust Pathfinder and move down here. Okay, after you fail a skill test while investigating this location, lose 1 action. Sandstone sculptures and bejeweled artifacts from another era clutter this exhibit like the tome of an ancient pharaoh. Alright, I'm going to what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to investigate. I'm currently 5 to 3. And I'm going to make it 7 to 3 with this deduction. Alright, so that makes it 5 to 3. I beat it by 2 or more, so I get 2 additional clues instead of just 1, so I get 3 clues in total. Okay, next will be Daisy. Alright, Daisy's going to use an offering and a machete, so that's going to bring her up to 6 to 3. So 6 to 3. I do pass. I do beat it by 1, more than 1. Discard that. This goes away. Doom goes away. And he goes back into his little void. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, that was my first action. Second action, I'm going to move down here and see what's in here. Alright. After you fail a skill test while investigating this location, discard an asset you control. Who would immortalize such a terrible fate? Alright, these are connected, which is fine. Alright, for my last action, I'm going to go ahead and do Drawn to the Flame. So I get to get 2 clues at the cost of drawing a card from the encounter deck. We live on a placid island of ignorance in the midst of black seas of infinity, and it was not meant that we should voyage far. So, got that all done. Just checking a few things. There we go. So I'll get these 2 clues, which gets us our victory. I'll draw my encounter card. If Hunting Horror is in play, alright, I'm going to go ahead and spend a resource and take a horror to play Ward of Protection to negate the revelation effect from that. Non-weakness treachery. Yep, cancel the revelation effect so this thing does not come back. And then I'll put it in the basement and draw a card. Okay. That is everything. Goes to investigation, or an enemy phase, no enemies, upkeep. Upkeep. I'm going to check the rest of the deck. Do I have... Okay, there's still a Drawn to the Flame I can potentially get. Alright, Mythos, draw. Surge. Locked door, which unfortunately is going to go right there. Actually, I'm going to spend 2 resources to Dark Insight that. No, of course, I'll put it in the basement. And spawn that, apparently. So this is going to get reshuffled in. And now Daisy. Passage into the Veil, test 3 brain. This test has +2 difficulty if hunting horrors at your location. If you fail, you must either discard the top 5 cards or take 1 direct damage and deal 1 damage to each of your allies. Okay, so this is 3 brain. I currently have 3 brain. At this point, I'll go ahead and make it 5 brain. So 5 to 3. I pass. Done. Okay. So let's go ahead and go straight into investigation phase. First, I'm going to investigate this location at 5 to 3. I pass. I get the clue here. When I pathfind, back to here. And then I'm going to move down to here. And then I'm going to investigate 5 to 3. I pass because there's no hunting horror. Okay, then I'll have Daisy go. Daisy will spend 2 actions to get rid of this weakness. And I'm going to go ahead and move these guys over here now and move you back down. I'm going to have Daisy move here as our final action. Okay. And that's everything. So, no enemies, upkeep. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me handle this, it's fine. Upkeep, Necronomicon, Mythos. 5 of 7. I don't have a way of avoiding that. Do I have any brain? Nope. Oh, I have 1 brain, but I'll leave it alone. Alright, so 2 to 5. I discard the top 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Curious. Alright, I have a Deny Existence still in the deck somewhere. Attach to your location. Okay, so this doesn't prevent me from investigating, it just prevents me from leaving. So I don't plan on leaving, so this will work out. Alright, goes to Daisy. I'm going to investigate. 5 to 3. Pass. Investigate again. 5 to 3. Pass. Because hunting horror is not here. Yeah. And then I'm going to spend 2 and discard this art student and play this art student and get the last clue. And that gets me all of them. All right. Somewhere in this, if there are no clues remaining in the exhibit hall, advance. At last, you find the locked case containing the Necronomicon. The tome, over 800 pages in length, is filled with all manner of macabre imagery, formulate spells, prophecies, and descriptions of creatures from beyond the threshold of space. Without a doubt, it is a dangerous book, but its secrets could be very useful, and the investigators must decide. It's too dangerous to keep around, we have to destroy it. It's too valuable to destroy, we have to keep it. I'm going to destroy it, and we'll do resolution 2. I know Daisy will be upset, but honestly, she has enough books already. Resolution 2. The Necronomicon is more than just a book. It is a tool. Within its pages is a wealth of information about the forces. Oh, actually, that's not right. Did I do this wrong? Oh, sorry. I want to do resolution 1. Sorry, I want to destroy it. Resolution 1. As long as this translation of Necronomicon exists, there will be sorcerers and other foul agents like Whatley seeking it. In the end, you know what must be done to protect humanity from the threats you've seen. You find a trash bin and fill it with books and documents, throwing the Necronomicon on top. It takes several matches to set the contents of the bin alight. The flames fill the room with heat, and the creeping shadows retreat from its light. You watch the book burn for some time, its pages turning to ash. You can only hope you've made the right decision. In your campaign log, record that investigators destroyed the Necronomicon. Okay. We get experience equal to our victory value, which we have 5. And then it goes straight into scenario 3. All right, so 5. Let's go. I believe it's brand. Oop, that's branch. Brand. Okay, so this is the Time War brand. Costs 5 experience. It's a neutral card. It's a melee weapon that's also a relic. If it's ready, you'll get +2 fight and +1 damage for this attack, and you can also spend an action to exhaust it to add your brain value to the skill check, and the attack will do +3 damage. If it defeats an elite enemy through this process, you draw 3 cards. The second ability you can only do once per game, though, which is a bit limiting. But that is the card I want for Daisy. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I'm going to replace the machete, because we don't need it anymore. And that's all of her experience. And then for Daisy Walker herself, we need to do some identification stuff. Let's do... So we have a few options. We can either do archaic glyphs or strange solution. So we got strange solution, which has a lot of options. And then archaic. Let's make sure we actually spell it correctly. Archaic. Okay. And for this, we have 3 options. Yep. All right, so the archaic glyphs, we could either get the one that lets us investigate, so evade enemies, which is kind of neat. You can use this to play assets for cheaper. And then there's the find additional clues nonsense. And then for the strange solution, you can make it so you can do some healing. You can get yourself some evading. You can get yourself some gain resources and draw cards. And you can make it so you fight and do a lot of extra damage. So I think I'm going to spend 4 for experience. By the way, these should have been gone, because I spent them. So yeah, you have 1 experience left. All right. So I need to make... Wait, why is there 2 different acidic ichors? Oh, this is the taboo version. Okay, we're not doing taboo. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start replacing strange solutions, because these are actually pretty nice. I am going to use the ability. So let's see if we can get at least different ones this time. And we'll hold on to the archaic glyphs for now. Okay. Alright, what do we get? Freezing variant, which allows you to evade. And this one is restorative. Okay. No attack 1, unfortunately, but that's okay. And then the last thing I can upgrade... We can do... We can do hiking boots. I think I might do hiking boots. They're kind of similar to Pathfinder. They give +1 agility, and then when the last clue is discovered at your location, you can exhaust it to move to a connected location with a clue or an unexplored or an unrevealed location. So it has its uses. It's still like free movement, which is all we really care about. And I'll use that to replace the shortcut. Oh, I'll use that to replace the remaining shortcut. There we go. No more shortcuts. And we have hiking boots. Okay. And that's everything. That's all of our experience. And we're ready to go on a train. Which isn't too bad. Alright, so yeah, went pretty well. Got a little nervous about that. The Beyond the Veil. If you're playing a deck that tends to cycle through the deck for a lot, this is actually super scary. It is possible to survive the 10 damage. There's a couple ways to do it. One of the easiest ways to do it is with Deny Existence. Yeah, it's from an encounter card, so it does work. You can also, generally, Guardians will have enough health to actually survive the hit. They'll have 9 health and then, 2 health on another character type situation. Currently in Diana's current state, she can almost survive it on her own. And yeah, that's kind of your only options. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Dior. This was Arkham Horror, the card game, doing Dunwich Legacy and the Miskatonic Museum. I'll see you guys next time.